What is going on, Miami Dolphins fans? Welcome back to the Fins Up Network. And my apologize. I try to pump these things out daily, but yesterday the kids won. So I apologize for that. But hey, today I won. So I am back with the draft player profile for James Cook, running back out of Georgia. And I actually specifically paired this with my last video that I did, which was Kyron Williams out of Notre Dame. And not because they're exact duplicates of each other by any means. I mean, you've got Kyron Williams, who's better in pass pro, you've got James Cook, who's a lot faster. But if you look at some of the similarities, it's that ability as a pass catcher. And that's what I want to highlight a little bit in today's video as well. So if you look at James Cook, he's got that ability as a pass catcher where he's running good routes from the backfield. He's running from the slot. He's even going to go out wide sometimes. And I'm gonna hit the video here in a second for that. But you also think about a running back that's a pass catcher, and you're like, well, ball needs to kind of be put on him. That's not his natural thing. He's naturally a runner. Not always the case with James Cook. He has an abnormally large catch radius for a running back as well. So that's one of his biggest strengths. But we talked about that ability to line up wide. In the first video I want to show you, it is an example of him going in motion, lining up far. He'll be at the top of your screen. But it shows the predicament that he puts a defense in, because typically if he's in the backfield, the defense is lining up, well, it's going to be potentially a run play. We're going to do this. Well, he splits out wide, and all of a sudden you have to decide, is he going to get a corner? Is he going to get safety help? Is he going to get lined up with a linebacker? In this particular scenario, he gets lined up with Christian Harris, linebacker from Alabama, who's a good prospect in this draft, but not known for his pass defense. So we're going to see what kind of predicament he puts in here. So he lines up outside. Harris gives him plenty of speed. He gives him like a 10-yard cushion. Cook literally gives him a jab step in and then lets his speed take care of the rest and houses it. I'll show that again real quick just so you can see it. But this is the mismatch that he can provide. And if you look about what happens in the NFL, the biggest thing that offensive coordinators are trying to do at the next level is present these type of mismatches. Everyone is so good in the NFL that you need to create as many mismatches as possible to exploit the opposing team. And that's what James Cook provided in that example and can hopefully provide at the next level. The next example I want to show you is him actually running a route from the backfield. He's going to run an angle route. He's going to get thrown off the route a little bit because the edge rusher comes wide, but you're going to see how he doesn't let that impact his ability to run that route and then finish. So we'll show it here. He gets spread out wide, puts the foot in the ground, finishes the route, catches it, and house. So I want to show that one more time because the ending of that, in my opinion, is super important. Because if I'm watching a college running back who I think has any chance of being successful at the next level, if you're that close to the end zone and there's a defender or maybe two, in this case three, that you have to try to beat, you need to be able to finish that play. And that's exactly what he does. So like I said, he gets thrown off the route, boom, has his guy beat, makes the play. And at this point he says, no, we've come this far. I'm not getting stopped. Lets the speed take over, lets the breaking tackle ability to take over, and he finishes the play. That's one of my favorite parts of that video is the fact that he just scored. Also, think about him as a runner. He's smooth. He's 4.4 fast. He's not a bruiser. He's elusive, and he's smooth. And the best way I can describe him is he makes it look effortless. If he's making his cuts and his jukes, he never loses his speed. He always looks like he's gliding. He's able to maintain that balance always. And he also has great vision. He's got the vision. He can identify holes pre-snap after he gets the ball, and it helps him not only just locate the hole that he's going to hit, but also helps him miss those defenders and then use that 4.4 speed. So those are a couple of strengths. If you look at like weaknesses, areas to improve, it's interesting because we have such a small sample of him as a natural ball carrier. At Georgia, he had 230 career carries. Nearly half of those carries came his final year at Georgia. So let's put that in comparison's sake with some other NFL guys. So you look at another guy who was drafted mid-rounds that didn't have a lot of tape as a natural running back. Alvin Kamara had 210 career collegiate carries. Boom. Dude's an all-pro, Pro Bowl player, a guy you would want to build around. Now look at Zeke Elliott. We knew he was going to be good. He had 592 career carries. He had 3 times as many carries as a guy like Kamara and a guy like Cook in this example. So it's going to be hard to kind of project what does that mean for James Cook? Because if we give him a larger sample size, is he producing more on the ground? We'll have to see. So you look at him at the next level and a potential fit with the Dolphins. So you'd like to see him more as that traditional running back. But are you going to see him more of what they did in Georgia? I would at least think that they'd probably at least try to start that way. So some traditional runs, but more of the jet sweeps, more of the third down pass catching running back role where you allow him to play to his strengths, use his speed, let him get the ball in space, and then let him make plays from there. And there's one thing we know about Mike McDaniel right now, and I've talked about this before. He's going to value ball carriers, running backs that can make plays as pass catchers as well. So it's going to be interesting to see how Miami may value a guy like this. But I talk about Alvin Kamara, and I'm not saying that James Cook is going to be the next Alvin Kamara. I mean, hell, he could turn out to be a glorified Savon Ahmed for all we know. But it's going to be interesting to see how he projects and plays at the next level. And real quick to close, I talk about this before as well. With the NFL mock draft database, collection of mock drafts, figure out kind of an average round of where they're going to go, number overall they're going to go. They predict James Cook as a third rounder, 85th overall. So a little bit earlier than Miami's pick at 102, but still in the realm of possibilities, depending on how things shake out. But I'd be curious to hear your guys' thoughts as well, not only on Cook, but if you're comparing Cook and Kyron Williams potentially in that, excuse me, third or fourth round area, which one would you prefer? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, give me the thumbs up. If you have another player you'd like me to give a breakdown on, let me know as well. But that's what I've got for James Cook, and I will hopefully be back tomorrow as well, Dolphins fans, with another draft prospect. So until then, that's my time, and we will see you then.